the tech stack, so we have used the OpenAI LLM models. Uh, the one LLM model that we have used is the GPT-3.5 Turbo, right? That's one, and the other one is the text embeddings ADA. So that's used for creating the embeddings. And the LangChain, it's a framework that we have used to connect to our OpenAI models. And the basic programming language that we used in the backend is the Python for our backend application. And we have built our client-side application using React and Material UI. And the database that we have used to store the candidate info is the MongoDB, and the framework that we have used to build all our APIs is the Flask framework. And coming to the UI walkthrough, so I'll be showing the demo how our application will be working, right? So I'll just run on our backend application here, and we'll be doing an npm start for our front-end application, the client-side application. So our backend is up now, and let's check. Yeah, our front-end is also up. Now we can go to our application here. You can see that we have some of the tabs to perform our tasks here. Let's first check out the uploading of our CVs. So initially we don't have any embeddings that we have created, right? So we need to have some data to look up to the candidates' resumes and all. So we'll be uploading few resumes here, and then it will create the embeddings. So we have two types of resumes here, the PDF resume. So I'll be uploading a few 50 of these resumes here, 50 or 55. And I have particularly downloaded few of the software developer resume roles here, so that I'll be giving software developer description, job description to evaluate our candidates, right? To screen our candidates. So we'll be doing that. Now all our PDFs have been uploaded. Let's also upload the Word resumes, Word documents that we have. Right?
Maybe you can show the logs of the backend update.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, here we can see that we have created all the embeddings here using a fast strategy here. It's not a high resolution partition strategy, it's a fast strategy. So we have created our embeddings now. And coming to evaluate job description, so I'm picking up a job description from a website. So I'll be feeding this to our evaluate job description functionality. Right? So I've given this here, and I will be giving the title as software development engineer. So I'll try to evaluate now. We can see it has hit our backend here for evaluating the job description. Right? Yeah. As we can see, we have got all the stations that we can incorporate right into our job description to make it better. So we have got these suggestions. Either we can use these suggestions and make these changes in our job description manually, or we have a functionality to incorporate all these changes directly, right? So we can just go and click on this incorporate. Yeah. Now we have got our job description with all the changes that it has suggested, right? So here is the job description. Let's pick up this job description and let's now screen our candidate against this job description. So as we can see here, we have got two of the candidates who are mostly aligned with this job description. Right? So we can click on these email IDs to get more info about these candidates. So we have added this functionality here, and we can generate questions also for this particular candidate based on their resume and the job description. So here it has generated the screening questions for this particular candidate, and once it generates the screening questions, it will be stored in our MongoDB database. So I'll show you guys that also. I'm just closing here, and once we go here, there are no entries here. Once I refresh this, yeah, as we can see, there is one entry for this email ID, and we have our screening questions and job description stored in our MongoDB database. And we can also email these questions to our candidate. So I'll just send an email out to this candidate. So it shows a alert that email has been sent successfully. So we can go and check our email also. Yeah, we can see here 2 minutes ago. So here are the screening questions that were sent to this particular candidate, Visan Ravi at email.com, which is there in our database, right? So we have sent these all the screening questions to this candidate, and we have added our HR email ID here in CC, so that we'll be constantly communicating all the uh, process to our HR, right? So these are the two functionalities that we have in our screen candidates. And coming to the search candidates, we can search about any of our candidates here, right? So we can get any details. So it has shown only one candidate here. So it is also giving all the details about this candidate, why he is eligible. Right? So here we can search about all the candidates. We can also get emails of our candidates and all. So it's just a search for whole of our resumes. Right? And the other functionality we have is the candidates here. So we can store in our responses from our candidate here in our database. What I will do here is I have all the screening questions that was sent to this particular candidate. So I'll use these questions. So I'll take the help of ChatGPT here to generate the responses for all these questions so that I can store these in my database. Right? think it's not showing me the questions. I'll try again.
So we can use the answer directly.
Yeah. So if a candidate sends in our responses to our email, right? So we can pick these and we can store in our database here by recording the candidate responses. So I have the email of this candidate. Once I do this, so the response is recorded, and once I can refresh and show it here in the database. Yeah, we have a new attribute here, response, where we have all the question and answers for each answers for each of the screening questions that we have sent in. That's the record response we have implemented here. And coming to the evaluate candidate, so we can give in our email ID of the candidate for whom we have to evaluate. Right, we can evaluate the candidate here, and it will show whether we can send the candidate to the further rounds or not. So let's check that response. Yeah, it has given the detailed uh, response where it talks about all the answers that candidate has put in, and it will suggest if we can take the candidate to the further round. So based on the provided responses, the candidate appears to have the skills and knowledge required for the role and can be selected for the further round. So from here on, the HR can take over and they can conduct the further round.